Ooh, I'm out of frame, but who cares? Um, yeah, I tried to buy a microphone today because I got a couple of comments saying that it's hard to hear me. And yeah, I went to Office Max. They didn't have it, so I'm super sorry if you can't hear me. It's weird though, because when I go to replay my videos, I can hear myself just fine. So I don't know what's going on. Like, all I have to say is I'm sorry. I still don't have a microphone, but I will look into investing in one so you can hear me better. I don't know. I don't really talk very loud. I'm sorry about that too, but I guess that's just what it is, right? Um this recording is going to touch on, I don't know if you will follow me on this, energetic signatures or residuals. I don't know where this is really going to go. I'm just going to like talk whatever comes to mind. So please bear with me. Um, so you can tell a lot about a person by referring to their energetic signature. And I don't know if you can understand what that means. So, subtle things, and I think you already know, but if you pay attention to like a person, um, the way they maintain themselves, the tone of speech, the company they keep, um, how they maintain their environment, and that's not limited to their home or their car, but also at work, um, their movements, the way, the things they choose to consume, and this is not limited to food, but it could be food, music, any type of reference like books or what they choose to spend their time on the internet. These all give you subtle cues on someone's energetic signature, and it kind of helps you gauge um, what frequency they're on. And I'd like to say frequency is kind of like a radio channel, you know? So it can be kind of compared to like radio station, you know? So why is this important? It's important to be aware of these things so you know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say like to be afraid, but it's good to be aware. So if you're dealing with somebody who is vibing on a low frequency, then you can limit the time that you spend with them, you know, because they can be detrimental to your health. They could be parasitic. They could be energetic vampires. They could be, you know, all kinds of yucky stuff that you don't really want to like waste your time, energy, or efforts on. And I'm not saying that you don't care, you don't love, but a lot of the time people on low vibing frequencies don't want to be helped. They don't want to, you know, get out of the situation they're in, you know? And it would just be like a huge drain if you continue to try to expend your time trying to heal or support the healing process with these people because they'll just drain you. You know what I mean? If you're dealing with like minded people that are like high frequency, then I just feel like it's a healthier relationship. You know, it's like a really symbiotic relationship, and it's when like two creators come together and they can co-create something really magical and beautiful together. You know, it's not going to be toxic, it's not going to be draining, it's not going to be detrimental to your well-being. I've spent a lot of my time trying to help people. I guess you could say I was trying to save them, but I can't save anyone. They need to want to make the change. Um, and when I look back on my life, I just allowed myself to be used and abused and misused over and over again, thinking that I could help these people. But you gotta be aware and really mindful about people who are just using you, you know? Because, I mean, how do I say? Yeah, man, that's where healthy boundaries come into play. You need to know when to retract yourself and when to create a boundary between you and the opposing party, you know? And you'll know by how it feels. You'll know by how it feels. You'll know by watching their energetic imprint or the residuals they leave behind. Let me give you a good example. Let me give you a really good example. So, I invested a lot of my time, energy, and effort into what I thought was a friendship. And, you know, it seemed promising. But then as I got to know the person on deeper levels, I started getting red flags all over the place. But then I was thinking, you know what, I gotta give people chances. I gotta give people the opportunity to become better. And, I just kept doing this over and over and over, and it was draining and draining and draining. And this person started becoming very abusive emotionally, and they would throw rage tantrums. And again, I thought okay, by practicing compassion and forgiveness and love and by caring, I was, being in service to this person who I thought was my friend. And that's why the word friend, it gets thrown around so loosely and oh, so loosely. And yeah, it's just a label or a title, but to me, a friend is somebody who doesn't take from you and take you for granted and abuse you and use you. You know what I mean? But I started noticing little things. I started noticing the things that this person would give me were broken, broken gifts. And I should have known from then oh, something is not right, And then this person wouldn't keep their promises. This person would distort information. This person would never come through, I mean, they would come through if it served them, but as far as coming through for someone else, just because, this person was super flaky, and I kept making excuses for them, excuses for their misbehavior, excuses for all this stuff. And I mean, there were so many signs, and I totally disregarded them because I thought this person was my friend. No, I'm telling you now, if you're getting red flags early on, you really got to start distancing yourself. And I think for INFJs, I think I've moved beyond the loneliness phase, but I think a lot of us feel misunderstood. We feel lonely. We feel like we're lacking a connection, which with others, which is basically a lack of connection with ourselves. And so we're so desperate, right, to find someone to understand us, so to kind of numb out that loneliness that we feel because we're so disconnected from ourselves that we'll just let these people take advantage of us. Don't do it. And you can spot the signs early on by being aware and paying attention to the energetic signature of people. Look at their diet. Look at the relationships they have, the friends they keep, their habits and patterns. If they're flaky and they're not coming through, or they lie a lot, or And be really, really mindful of the ones that are too nice. Like the ones that are super charming and too nice. Because they're good at what they do. They're good at telling you what you want to hear. They're good at casting their spell on you so that they can gain control over you and use you up. Be mindful. Sometimes the nicest people are the most like kind of reminds me of a snake. You know what I mean? Just kind of like slithery and stuff and just sneaky and they don't really have your best interest in mind. They're just kind of like trying to take what they can in a very covert way. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video so you guys are aware and so you guys can like, you know, there's a difference between being kind and nice and caring and loving and compassionate towards someone who actually has your best interests in mind, and then giving that stuff to someone who just doesn't care about you. They don't. Not everybody cares like you do. Not everybody loves like you do. They might pretend, they might mirror you to gain your trust and your approval, but just be mindful. If you get any type of like weird like weird like signs from your intuition early on, retract and keep a distance. Like, don't be so trusting. Don't be so gullible. Don't be so idealistic. Be realistic. You know what I mean? Anyhow, this video is running on way too long. And I don't know if it helped you, but this is from firsthand experience. And I just wanted to share so that maybe you can, like, I don't know, not get into a similar situation. Or maybe you need to go through it to know it. But, you know, planting seeds, if you learn something from this, great. If you haven't, that's great too. Have a beautiful night and blessings to one and all. Amen.